So I've been playing for a year now, and this game has really awakened something inside of me. I don't know what it is about this funky looking old school MMO remake of a 2006 game, but it hits good. It feels good to play, and it makes me happy. So I started playing in July 6, 2025, and right away the game kind of took me, grasped me, caught me. I'd been watching videos on it kind of passively. It was just, I like watching YouTube videos of games that I don't necessarily play. I've watched Rust videos, but I don't have any interest in actually putting the time into playing Rust. But it's fun to watch. To watch DayZ videos. Again, same thing. It's a great game. I have enjoyed it, but I just don't have the time to actually commit to playing that game. So what I played was World of Warcraft. I love World of Warcraft. I lived and died by World of Warcraft for the past 10 years. I have World of Warcraft tattoo. I have every single physical collector's edition. I have statues. I have posters. I absolutely love the game, and it was a big part of my identity for the last 10 years of my life. I would dedicate my Tuesday and Wednesday evenings to raids for the better part of half a decade, or almost a whole decade, just raiding. Mythic level raiding, hardcore raiding, our mythic level raiding and heroic raiding was a big part of what brought me joy. And over the time, I kind of got a little burnt out from World of Warcraft. I loved the game still, and I will still say that World of Warcraft's combat is the best out there. There is no game, no MMO on the market that comes anywhere near as good as World of Warcraft's combat. And when you do a raid with 20 other people and you finally kill that boss, there's a certain dopamine rush that you get from that I can't find anywhere else, and I've never been able to find in any other game. World of Warcraft will always hold a special place in my heart. Now, enough Glaze and Blizzard. Runescape took me very quickly. It was during the lull last year. There was a lot of World of Warcraft people actually hopping on RuneScape at the time. I had kind of naturally, organically wanted to play the game because I'd been watching videos from Settled. Settled is a person that I liked watching a lot. His Swampletic series was something that I'd watched twice over now in the entirety of it. And then I liked watching his hardcore one health delete character and then his one inventory character. Settled is an amazing content creator that really does show the game in its best light, and it shows people that don't even play the game what it's all about. His videos, I'd like to say, inspired me to actually give RuneScape a try. And here we are a year later after playing RuneScape. I've done a bit. I'd like for this video to be a little bit of a rant, a little bit of a ramble, but I'd also like to kind of tell you about my journey. So I landed in Lumbridge July 6, 2025. I had previously made this account, but I never got past Tutorial Island. So if I go over to the guy in Lumbridge, let's go do that right now. All right, let's go check in with my man Hans. How old am I actually? So 2,795 days ago, I installed RuneScape on my phone. And I set up this account on my phone, but never made it past Tutorial Island because it just didn't seem engaging to me at the time. And then about 300 and it's actually like July 10th right now. So 368 days, 369 days ago, I actually gave RuneScape a try and landed in Lumbridge for the first time. This place, it was so unique to me as an MMO experience. Like, you just get dropped in here and they're like, all right, go have fun. And, I spent my time kind of derping around here. I spent a lot of time over here killing a bunch of goblins, Spent my time chopping that tree right there. I spent a lot of time just kind of messing around. Oh, I gotta get my lamp. That's how you know I'm addicted to RuneScape. Gotta get my lamps. God knows this is the only way I'm gonna train agility. All right, there we go. There's my lamp. And you know, actually, that's kind of a funny thing to mention too, because agility is actually what made me sign up for members. So I had been derping around here, you know, doing what everybody does, I feel like, on their first time playing RuneScape, just, you know, killing goblins, doing goblin stuff, just killing them. And I'd met some people, you know, I did a couple streams back then, and I had some goals that I could achieve towards. You know, I had some people that I was like, oh, these guys play the game. All right, this is their level. Let's try to get that. And then I learned about agility. And I don't know why, you know, it's the MMO player in me. I saw that agility increased the amount of running you could do. And when you have no agility experience, this run bar goes down so quick. So I was like, all right, bet, let's do it. And I leveled up agility for like a week. It was like 3-4 days just straight running laps. I think agility was actually my first level 70 skill, because I got members and then I ran around Draenor, and then I ran around Canifis, and then I ran around Falador. And I just kept doing this. And I don't know what it was, that this was the really first like trigger to saying like, oh, I think I might actually like this game. And especially looking back on it now, like being able to do agility to level 70 immediately before I really had done any other quests definitely tells you what kind of player I was. So I just ran agility and I got to a decent level, and then I started doing quests. I downloaded the Quest Helper plugin, and you know, I'd like to say I did read 90% of the text in the quests, but at the end of the day, like I didn't retain all of it. So I would like to go back and make an iron and actually really slow down and read through the quests instead of just speeding through trying to get to the end game, because I still had that World of Warcraft player mentality. I love lore. Lore is a big reason why I continued to play World of Warcraft, because I love the story and I love the characters and I love the feel of the actual world. But that's a whole nother topic, because that has not survived. It's kind of fallen off, we'll just say that. RuneScape, though, each quest isn't just a RuneScape, each quest isn't just to get you to the next thing. RuneScape, every quest is its own little story, its own little self-contained story, its own little self-contained fun, its own little it's great. Oh, we got a pet. Let's go. I love it. I loved the little dorkiness of like what's his name over in Varrock Square, Romeo and Juliet. That quest was one of the first quests that I did, and just finishing that quest, and he kills his girlfriend, and I was just like, oh, this game is fucking funny. This game's got humor to it, and it's got years, like over 2 decades of just humor put into it, and kind of like campy, almost Monty Python-esque funniness to it. And it just really kind of took me. So fast forward, I'm kind of rambling here. I played for maybe a month before I had actually found my clan that I'm still currently in. I love this clan. The clan had just kind of started. I think they had been a clan for maybe a month before I had joined them. And I was sitting outside the Grand Exchange when I saw somebody with a banner asking me to join the clan. And I was like, yeah, well, I'd love to join a clan. You know, it's like a guild in World of Warcraft. I love having people around. And he had to show me how to turn my private on. He had to show me how to do everything to actually join the clan. Joining the clan opened up the world to me, because then I had friends. I had people that encouraged me to do things. I had people I could ask questions for. Like, I'm very much a get out there and go learn it, and very much a wiki enjoyer. You know, even here, like I have thousands, we'll get to this, but I have thousands of Vorkath, Casey, and I still have the Vorkath wiki tab open as I'm killing him just to kind of look at dumb stuff. So it's really nice to have people, though. The people that you can talk to and the people that you can engage with really gives you like a sense of community, a sense of progression. It makes you feel good to level up or finish a quest, and then you see that grats in chat and you see the camaraderie that happens. And so I live with this clan and I started knocking out quests. I did every single quest I could. I started going down the list until I reached a point where I had to start grinding. And I would say I think the first major grinds that I had to do was right before Song of the Elves. I had to get to base level 70s and a ton of extra skills to get to Song of the Elves. And so that's when I really kind of stepped up the grind and realized, oh shit, I'm gonna have to actually put some time into skilling. And I started putting the time into skilling, and right around that time the clan did skill of the week challenges. And I had some spare time, we'll just say, in my life, so I went pretty hard on these skill of the week challenges. I think there was 1 week for rune crafting where I did 3 million rune crafting experience purely at Guardians of the Rift in a week, and I claimed first place, and I got a bunch of gold from that. And that gold from winning those challenges, coming first, second, third, whatever I did, really kind of fueled my drive to keep pushing my account, because that money I took and I invested in my skills, or I invested in a piece of armor that I needed. Like, I was using just the basic stuff that I could get by just walking around in rune plate until I found this clan, and they really kind of showed me, hey, you can do more, here's how you can do more. Yeah, see, I have 1,913 laps around Sears Village. And I would do this I would high alch between every single run here. That's kind of my thing. I would just high alch while running in a circle, because I was building up my coffers. I was building up my money. I reached a point where I was like, how do I want to really propel my account, and I want to really, really make money. So I think before I finished Song of the Elves, I had finished Dragon Slayer 2. And I was like, all right, let's go kill Vorkath. And I started killing Vorkath. I sold everything in my bank everything I had just to kill Vorkath. And the past videos on this channel, you'll see I did 10 hours of Vorkath. And I think one of those videos that I did, I wasn't even max level 99 ranged yet. I think I was level 70 ranged. So I was still pretty early on in that. But I had sold my entire bank to buy a Dragon Hunter crossbow and a Dragonfire ward. Then I went and grinded out Void, and I just started slapping Vorkath. And I just grinded Vorkath. I did Vorkath for like weeks, like a month straight of just killing Vorkath. I got the pet. That felt so good to get my first pet in RuneScape. And it scratched that itch. Because in World of Warcraft, the big thing that I liked farming was mounts. Mounts was a big part of my gameplay in World of Warcraft, because I was very end game. Like, I would just go and I would log into all 40 of my characters, and I would just hit a raid 40 times every single week until I got the pets. Shaw of Anger, if you know World of Warcraft, that single mount, I have over 2,000 attempts on it before I finally got it. And when you get that pet drop, when you get that mount drop, it just feels so good. So that was a feeling that I wanted to chase in RuneScape from World of Warcraft. Again, ranting and rambling here. So I farmed Vorkath. I farmed about 2,000 KC of Vorkath, and I funded my account. I was able to buy bandos. I was able to kind of do whatever I wanted to an extent. I would call this early mid game. Not quite mid game yet, but early mid game. Maybe even call it mid game. But then I finished all my quests. I finished Song of the Elves. I finished up everything with Desert Treasure 2. And then I started hitting the raids. I did Tombs of Damascus. And as I was learning Tombs of Damascus, I kind of have a video on the backlog. I kind of fell off making videos because it's hard mentally for me sometimes to do that. It's something I'd like to do more. But I have a video in the backlog of me really grinding Tombs of Damascus. And I learned from some friends, or some people that I met. I just applied to their group and they accepted me. And then these guys ended up letting me run with them 20 times. And wouldn't you know it, in one of those 20 times, we got a shadow. And I got a shadow split. and like a 5-man group. That's like 150, 170 mil, something like that. It was a crazy amount of money for me at the time, the most money I'd ever seen in the entire game. And I asked people, what should I do? They're like, oh, you have Song of the Elves done. You should go buy a Bofa. So I bought a Bofa, and I bought Full Crystal. And I took that, and that propelled my account even further. And I started grinding more. Started grinding a lot more tombs. I never really got anything else from tombs since then. You know, I got a couple little things here, little things there. I got like I think I have for my personal log, I have like 2 fangs and a handful of stuff like that.
Trouble.
There's this Tombs of Damascus. Yeah, I've 74 completions, 5 entries, 27 experts, and I've got the pet, 2 fangs, a light bearer, and a Missouri helmet. So not too crazy of a log, but I grinded out tombs for a bit just to kind of learn, but that like really taught me like, oh, this is what the end game really feels like. So I kept grinding it out, but I went back to Vorkath, and I did some Zulrah, and I just kept participating in the challenges for my clan. One of the things that I really love to kind of like, this is like my big brag, is we had a Phantom Muspa challenge, and I green logged Phantom Muspa in 36 KC. 36 KC. I had all of it. I had 2 Venator shards. I had the pet. I had the Ancient Icon, the Charged Ice. I had everything all done. And I was like, whoa, holy crap. I can't believe that actually happened to me. But it's because I had that Bofa that I was able to actually do that. So then I kind of reached a new point in my account where it's like, okay, I got money. I've got gear. I got things to do. So I finished up Desert Treasure 2. And after I finished Desert Treasure 2, I started getting into clogs, because I had gotten that Phantom Muspa clog, and I was like, oh, green logging's cool. I want a green log. So then I went back to Vorkath. I grinded out. I think I'm at 2,600 KC right now, just trying to hunt in the final clogs that I have left on that, which is both the Visages. I don't have the Draconic Visage, and I don't have the Vorkath exclusive Visage, the Skeletal Visage. I don't have either of these, unfortunately, but I have, 2,600 KC of Vorkath trying to get it. So because I was grinding clogs, I started grinding clues. So Vorkath spits out elite clues pretty frequently. Well, I really don't have the clip for this, which I really wish I did. But one of those elite clues that I finished up, I got a 3rd age belt. I got a 3rd age belt and an elite clue. It's a 1 in, what's that say, 245,262.5. Are you kidding me? I got a 3rd age belt. It's 1.4 billion gold. And that was the point where the dopamine was just crazy at that time. I was giddy as a schoolgirl. I was so happy. My wife was here when I had opened it, and whenever she sits over next on the couch and I'm playing my game over here, I'm like, all right, give me luck. I'm opening my clues. And she gave me luck, and then I stood up, I jumped, and I screamed. And she's like, oh my God, you get something good? I'm like, I got something very good. And so I took that, and I bought full mage, full max mage. So I got a shadow, I got ancestral, I got an imbued heart. I went on a fucking spending spree. And I got my account to a great place. And then I was like, shit, I have all this stuff now. Now I can really start grinding. So I finished up 100% of my quests. Desert Treasure 2 was done. All the quests done. I got my quest cape. And then around that time, sailing came out. So I kind of ignored sailing for a bit because, like I would say, the game's still so new to me that this new skill is just another thing that I have to discover. I still have so many things to discover. So I'm grinding bosses. I'm doing things like that. I'm just doing Tears of Guthics to put my money into sailing. And give it like fast forward a month or so, just passively grinding here or there. I got a couple pets. I think Zulrah was the big grind that I did after I got the shadow, because I was like, okay, I've got max mage. What does the shadow work really good at? And I saw Zulrah, and I'd heard of Zulrah obviously from watching videos, watching the many Iron Man videos that I had watched of people grinding Zulrah to try to get their completions. So I grinded Zulrah, and I'm not quite green logged there, but I think all I have left is the hardest, rarest things to get. So I grinded Zulrah. I got the pet. I got a whole bunch of money from that, and I just kind of moved on. I did Zulrah. I did a little bit of the Nightmare. Oh, not the Nightmare. Sorry, I did a little bit of the Whisperer, just a bit, and then I did a lot of Duke Succulus. We go over here. I actually like to share this with you guys too. So, 1 year gameplay, 142 days played, 252 million experience, almost base 90s. I just need rune crafting, construction, hunter, and thieving to get to base 90s. And then this is my boss log. We'll zoom in here to show you this. So I've done quite a bit, 700 Duke Succulus kills, a ton of Grotesque Guardians kills, a good amount of Barrows, just because I loved watching Swamp Boy, and very early on my account I was like, I want to green log Barrows, and then I got well past Barrows and there's no pet there, so I'm trying, like, I want to go back to Barrows, but I really want to do grinds that give me pets. And I just kind of went through and I started trying all the bosses, and I started leveling up my Slayer, and I started really pushing into the end game, having a bunch of fun with it. I still would like to say that I am early end game. I only have one Chamber of Xerix completion that was a learner with my clan. I only have less than 100 Tombs of Damascus completions. I have no actual TOB completions, and I haven't done any of the really hard bosses like Yama. I've done a little bit of Doom, but nothing notable. And I don't know what I'm really getting to the point of this. I'm just kind of sharing my experience as a new RuneScape player, somebody that's never played this game before, and what I've done in a year. Granted, I have a disgusting amount of playtime. I had about 4 or 5 months in this year where I had a little bit of extra time on my hands. We'll just say that, but I'm working a lot more now, and I don't have as much time to play. I also haven't done the new quests. I haven't done both of the new quests that were released, so I no longer have my quest cape. I heard that one sailing quest is like a hour, not even, and it's done. And I haven't done Blood Moon Rises because I want to set aside like a solid 5 hours of my day to just knock out Blood Moon Rises. I don't even want to start it until I can turn off everything around me, put my headphones on, and just listen to the music, because the game deserves that. This game, they really put a lot of effort into it. So, in conclusion, I've been ranting for a while now. I really love RuneScape. It's a really fun game. I think you guys got me. I'm locked here for a long time. I think I'm going to be here till RuneScape shuts down. I canceled my World of Warcraft sub over a year ago. I logged in briefly for the new expansion. I did all the quests, and then I logged back out to go back to my RuneScape grind. I kind of am joking with my World of Warcraft friends. They're like, oh, when are you going to come back to WoW? And I'm like, I'm going to come back when I beat RuneScape. And, that's a half joke. I really do think I'm committed to playing this game forever. This game is awesome. The progression system is just so good. The fact that things that I used in those first 2 months of gameplay, I still actively use. The learning experience and the nostalgia that I'm sure everybody here has for the game, I understand now. Like when I was running these rooftops, and I think I had like 160 marks of grace on me. And then I asked my clan, hey, what are marks of grace for? And they're like, oh, it's to buy the graceful set. So I go on the wiki, find out what to buy the graceful set, and I buy the full graceful set. And everybody's like, oh shit, you really did have that many. Like, it's that kind of newbie experience I don't think I'll ever be able to achieve again or have again, but I understand where people come from when they say this game is it's a bit of a nostalgia dream. It's very fun. The developers put a great amount of effort into making everything feel worthwhile, from OG gear to new stuff that they put out. They really do make this game good. So anyways, I don't know if I'll commit to making more videos. I just kind of wanted to drop this video because I kind of ran into the roadblock because I got that shadow split, and then I got that third age bow, and I was like, shit, what do I even tell people? Did I RWT a whole bunch of money into my account? Now I'm rich? No, I didn't. I just I just grinded and grinded and got lucky. My luck has kind of fallen off a little bit, you know. Not getting quite as lucky anymore. I think I did 60 KC of Moons of Peril, and I didn't get any, not even one drop from that 1 in 19. So I think I'd like to say my luck has kind of slowed down. But I'm also just going to pop this in the video at some point. I'd like to share where my bank is actually at to show you my 1 year journey bank. So I do have it semi-organized, I'd like to say. But the gear tab is really what everybody wants to see. I bought my full max mage. I've got my full Bofa still. Got a decent melee set. Got my elite void. Got some other special weird stuff over here. You know, I got my graceful. I got my Eclipse Moon tacits for grinding out Seracnus. But I just wanted to kind of share this. I'll pop this at some point in the video, so it's not going to be towards the end where I'm recording it after everything, because I'm not a great video editor. But just wanted to show that I really have put a lot of time into getting all the skilling outfits, getting all the good stuff that I can get. And then, yeah, we're at 2.44. Unfortunately, that keeps going down because I think the shadow keeps dropping in value, and all my inventory just keeps dropping in value. But what are you gonna do? But it's not gonna stop me. I'm gonna keep grinding out RuneScape. I'm gonna keep having fun. I'm gonna keep enjoying myself, because nothing really quite hits like this. This game is just so, it's so special, and I understand why everybody loves it. So thanks for listening to my rant. If you got here to the very end, you know, maybe give me a like, subscribe, drop a comment too. Tell me what your experience with RuneScape was, whether you're a new player or a seasoned vet. But thanks for watching. Have a great night, great day, a good now, and I appreciate you guys.